Good. All right, so usually when we do the presentation, one of three things usually occurs when we do the presentation. First is that people see a lot of value and they go on to refer us to more people. So, that helps the information spread. A lot of people in our community don't really know everything about finances as well. Is that true?
True.
Yeah. So second is that people tend to personally identify with the information, become clients. If not, that's fine. And third, our company is expanding, and we're definitely looking for people that want to make an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month part-time on top of what they already do, or something different, become vice presidents with us, making six figures and above. So that might interest you. But more about the company. We actually are the largest financial services marketing organization in North America. We're listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We used to be a part of Citigroup for about 20 years. Broke away April 1st, 2010. Now we're a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange. We also are in business since 1977, been around many years. Started with just 85 people. Now we've grown to over 120,000 licensed representatives. We have more than 6 million clients in the United States and 2 million client investment companies. So we take saving money very, very seriously. And we also were named one of the top 50 most trustworthy companies by Forbes. You guys know Forbes magazine?
Yes.
So we actually named one of the top 50 trustworthy companies. So we've done all this with zero advertising. All right. So just as a smart consumer, do you care about how cute and funny a commercial is or how the product actually works?
The product.
Right. So instead of putting all the money into advertising, we actually put it in product to product. All right. So these are all the different companies that we represent. Do you recognize any of the companies on the screen?
Yes.
Which ones do you recognize?
Equifax, Voya, AIG.
Okay. Anything else?
That's Invesco.
Oh, okay. So how often do you see maybe like AXA, American Funds, American Century? How often do you see these companies come to our community, like American Funds in Chester, American Century in North Philly? How often does that happen?
Never happens.
Never. So what we do is we actually work directly with these companies, and we're able to bring Wall Street to Main Street. All right. So these are some of the financial challenges that people are facing. Nearly half of all Americans live paycheck to paycheck. All right. Do you guys know anybody in that situation?
Yes.
Definitely.
A lot of people.
Yeah. U.S. average household carrying debt, credit card debt, is over $16,000. That's average. Some people have more. Some people have less. But that's about average. All right. Now, 63% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings. Is that really going to make a big impact if anything big happens? $1,000?
No.
It's not really going to do anything, right? Nearly 1 out of 3 households are uninsured, meaning 1 out of 3 people have no life insurance at all. So how many of those 3 are going to eventually die? Everybody, exactly. So last year, there was over 800,000 non-business bankruptcy filings. All right, do you think that is going to get better or worse?
Worse.
Even worse, yeah. Nearly half of all workers have less than $25,000 in savings for investments and retirement. So can you retire for $25,000?
No.
$50,000?
Mm-mm.
$100,000?
No.
Maybe not.
No. So how real and how serious are these problems?
Really serious.
Right. Now, who's actually facing them?
Myself.
Now, who actually sits down and helps people solve them?
You do?
Yeah, the rich and the wealthy, they can go to Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, get help. And people that make below a certain amount, government chips in, but there's nobody helping the 85%. So we target them, give them a free financial education so they can actually win the money game. So this is our mission. What we do is we help families earn more income, become properly protected, completely debt-free, and financially independent. How many people want those things?
Myself.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. How many people actually are those things?
Not too many.
Not a lot. So what we do, our solution is something called the financial needs analysis, and it shows people exactly where they are and then where they need to be step by step. We guide them through it. So let's say I was on my way to your house. I got lost, called you, no GPS. I say I'm on my way, but I'm lost. What's the first thing you would ask me?
Where are you? What do you see?
Right. You got to know where you are to get to where you need to be, right? How many people today are lost financially?
A lot of people.
A lot of people, right? How beneficial would it be to have a written game plan that shows you where you are and where you need to be, and it's complimentary?
Very beneficial.
Yeah. Now I'm actually show you what it would look like for you. This is an example of one. So I'm gonna just pull this up for you. I'm gonna go up to our app, and I'm gonna go to the mobile FNA. Put in your name. It's Ashley, right?
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna just show you what this would actually look like for you, and I'm actually gonna email this to you at the end. All right. So Ashley Smith. And Ashley, what's your date of birth?
June 23rd, 1990.
Of course, for the video, of course. Hold on. June 6, 23rd, 1990. All right. And Ashley, what's your email?
MS.
Mm-hmm.
Dot Smith
Mm-hmm.
623
Mm-hmm.
at gmail.com.
All right, so I got your email in there. So, David, I'm just going to do your wife's right now, but we can also do yours. But I just wanted to show what that would look like, okay? So, in life, you guys, there's two major risks. Dying too soon, living too long. Normally, when you say living too long, you're like, that's not a risk, that's great. But if you don't have enough money, it's not too good. So, early years, you have, young children, high debt, house and a mortgage. The loss of income will be devastating. So if God forbid you died today, how long would your money last your family?
A week.
Yeah, not too good. So what we do is we teach people it's very, very important to have low-cost term life insurance in the early years. Now, in the later years, your responsibilities go down. That means your kids get older, house is paid, debt's gone, mortgage is paid. So at that point, you need a lot of money. Can you go to the grocery store with a life insurance policy or money?
Money.
Can you go on trips and vacations with a life insurance policy or money?
Money.
Definitely need the money. So in the later years when you're, 75 years old, kids are grown, house is paid, debt's gone, but let's say you didn't save any money. Do you still need life insurance?
Yes.
Yes, but let's say you're 75, kids are grown, house is paid, debt is gone, but you saved $500,000 to $2 million cash. At that point, do you still need life insurance?
No.
No, at that point, you're self-insured. That's what we teach. Basically, to have low-cost term, save money in the future, so you're self-insured, no longer need life insurance. How many people have a plan that works like that?
Nobody.
How many people need a plan that works like that?
Everybody.
Everybody, exactly. So I'm going to show you what that would actually look like for you, Ashley, with this example on how much you actually need to save. When would you like to retire?
65.
Okay, 65. So let's put that in. And all right, how much do you bring in a month each month?
3,000.
All right, 3,000. And Ashley, when you retire, would you be okay with 2,400? It's about 80% of what you bring in. Okay,
That would be
good. All right, now we're gonna see what we need to do to get there. So I'm gonna change the inflation. It's 3, but it's actually 2.3% now. So I'm gonna change this inflation to 2.3, and you should probably put that on your lap if phone is buzzing. All right, good. So today's dollars is 2,400, but when you actually do retire, it's gonna be 5,694 because of inflation. All right. So we're going to show you what your FIN number is. It's going to be the exact number you need to retire. So you're going to need $1.1 million to retire at age 65 to have that $2,400 coming in a month. All right.
That's a lot of money.
Are you on track to hit that number?
No.
Do you think you would be able to reach that?
No.
It does look pretty overwhelming, but I'm going to show you how we can help you do it. So how much do you have currently saved up towards retirement?
$1,000.
Okay, good. Some people don't have any, so that's good. How much are you saving right now every month?
$100.
Okay. So if you continue to do that, Ashley, you're going to have at retirement $300,000, but you're still going to be at a shortfall of $800,000. All right. So to do the actual numbers to hit your goal, if you keep saving 100, you'll have 827 as a shortfall. But to hit your goal, you got to start saving $379. All right. Not too big of a difference, but are you able to go to work tomorrow and say you want an extra $300 in your check every single month? No, but if you come work with Tashara and I, we can actually show you how to start working with us part-time, making an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, part-time, making your own schedule, and you will be able to start saving more money to hit your goal. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right. So most of the time when people save money, where do they actually put it? Most people.
In the bank.
In the bank. What does the bank give us on interest? What's the interest rate at the bank?
It's like less than 1%.
Yeah, it's about 0.46, right? Now, when you put your money in the bank, what does the bank do with your money?
Lend it out.
Yeah, David, exactly. So they
I didn't
actually,
know that.
they actually lend it out with like credit cards and mortgages and loans. So what's the average credit card interest rate?
20%.
Yeah. So watch this. They're actually giving us 0.46 and they make 20% off our money. Is that fair?
No.
So what we do is we teach people how to bypass the bank and become an owner instead of a loaner with mutual funds. You ever heard of mutual funds?
A little.
All right, let's say you had stock. Let's say you got one company and you put in $100 a month. It does really good. 3 years later, company goes bankrupt. What happens to your money?
You lose it.
Yeah, we're always told never put all your eggs in one basket, right? So with mutual funds, instead of $100 in one company, you're gonna spread it out to like 100 different companies. So each box is a different company, like Sunoco, Microsoft, Philip Morris. You know what Philip Morris is?
No.
It's a big tobacco company in Virginia. So do you think that the entire world is gonna stop smoking cigarettes?
No.
What about Microsoft products go out of style anytime soon?
No time.
Sunoco gasoline go bankrupt?
Not at all.
No. So the only way you go broke with mutual funds is if all 100 companies go broke at the same time on the same day. Now, how likely is that?
Not likely.
Not likely. Now, the average rate of return, most mutual funds,
Not likely.
has been about 10, 12%. So would you rather save your money in the bank or mutual funds?
Mutual funds.
Right. Now, how many people you think know that?
Nobody. I didn't even know that.
I didn't either before I came in the company. Exactly. Why do you think we're not really taught that? How much you think it is to start a mutual fund?
Couple $1,000.
Yeah, it's about $250,000. Most companies never educate us about it, right? So with Primerica, we actually educate, we help people save as little as $50 a month, and they can still have a shot at retirement. So that's the difference between those companies and our company. Really help people save. So let's say, for example, that you do come and work with Tashara and I, and you work on board with us, and you're helping a couple. Let's say they're 30 years old, they have 2 kids, and they have a lot of debt. All right, how many people do you know have debt? Everybody. They have a $165,000 first mortgage, 24 years remaining, $13,000 on 3 credit cards, 58 years remaining. They're going to be debt-free at age 88. Is that a good plan or a bad plan?
A horrible plan.
So what we did is we gave them debt watchers. They went right online. They set up a fast pay plan. Now they save $56,000, 4 years of mortgage payments, 0 extra money. They're completely debt-free at age 50. Now, are they going to be happy?
Yes.
Yeah, they're gonna refer you to people.
Yes.
Yeah, and you got paid. So the next concept we really educate people on is life insurance. You guys have life insurance already outside of work?
No.
Okay, good. Were you guys ever thinking about getting it?
AAA joint.
No. We canceled that.
Okay. So have you guys ever heard of like Gerber Grow Up Plan, American
Yes.
Income Fund, and things like that? So that's something called whole life. It's a type cash value life insurance, which is whole life, universal life, flexible premium, adjustable life, otherwise known as universal life, and variable life. So it's basically life insurance that grows with a savings account attached to it. And then there's term, which is just life insurance. All right. So in this example, let's say it's a couple again, you know, like we said, they're 32 kids. They're paying $285 a month, and they're gonna get $150,000 on both, no coverage on the kids. Every time they pay for the life insurance, some of it is also going into the savings, right? How much of the life insurance monthly premium is going into the savings every month? Half, less than half, or more than half?
It should be half.
I think it's more than that.
Unfortunately, it's zero.
Oh.
Zero money's going in.
No money is going in there?
Yeah. So what bank do you guys bank with?
Police and fire.
All right. So let's say you put in $100 every single month for 3 years. Let's say you go into the credit union. You say, I want to take out $500. 3 years later. And they say, actually, there's no money in this account. What would you do?
I'm going to have to find my money.
Right. So would you want to do business with any entity that worked like that?
No.
If you had your money in a place like that, would you keep it in there or would you take it out?
Take it out, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Would you want your family and friends to know if they had anything that worked like that?
Yes.
Definitely. So that's not how the banks work, but that's exactly how this type of policy works. There's no money in there first 1 to 3 years. I saw one Gerber policy. There was no money in there for 7 years.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ.
Really bad. So basically, there's no money in there. Let's say 5 years later, it's finally some money. John and Mary have an emergency, and they say, oh, well, we have money in our life insurance policy savings. So how long should it take the company to send it to them if it's an emergency?
24 to 48 hours.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, what they have to do is they have to write a letter requesting their own money. They have to wait up to 6 months, and they have to pay the money back at a 5 to 8% interest rate.
Wow.
Now, is that fair?
No.
Your money?
It's their money, yeah. Now, let's say they take all the money out. They take out the $124,000. They're still paying $285 for both. If they take all the money out, should that affect the life insurance?
No, it shouldn't.
It shouldn't. In order to take all the money out, John and Mary, again, have to write a letter, wait up to 6 months, and the policy is now terminated. So at this point, all life insurance stops. Is that fair?
No.
So Gerber Grow Up Plan. Let's say the child takes the money out, goes to college. Let's say, God forbid, sophomore year, the child dies. There's no life insurance. Do they tell people that in those cute little commercials?
No.
Mm-mm. Now, let's say they leave it in. John and Mary keep everything normal. Let's say they're driving on 76. John and Mary get into a fatal car accident. They both die. Kids are 18. They're listed as beneficiaries. Who should get John and Mary's life insurance money?
The kids.
Who should get all the money in the savings?
The kids.
The kids get this, the life insurance money, and the company keeps all the money in the savings.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's written in the policy. So I'm going to show you a policy. This is one actually from New York Life. And this is a whole life policy. It's blocked out because of the person's information. Whole life policy. And this is going to show a 24-year-old female, very, very young, very healthy, only 24, and she has a $250,000 life insurance policy. Now, how much do you think she pays a month? How much do you think?
Like a little. Maybe like $15.
$15. That's a good guess. She's actually paying $151 a month.
Oh, she is getting ripped off.
Yeah. She has no idea how it works, right? So this is the cash value table. This is to show how much money is growing in her cash value every single year. So this is going to show at the end of each policy year, how much money does she have in her cash value in the policy the first year?
$0.
Well, about 3 years in.
Same thing, no money.
5 years in, how much money does she have?
$750.
And she's paying $151 a month. You think she knows how this works?
No. It
Terrible.
probably wasn't explained.
Right. Now, if she wants to take out some of her own money, read what it says. We may defer a loan except to pay premium due to us for the policy for as long as 6 months after you receive your loan request. So you have to write a letter, wait up to 6 months to get your own money. And now if she wants to take all her money, watch what it says for that. We may defer paying these proceeds for up to 6 months after the date of surrender. What does surrender mean?
It's done.
Release.
Get rid.
Yeah, policy's terminated. So as you can see, it says it right in the policy. So we don't offer this at all in the company. It's one of the worst financial tools you could possibly have. Only thing we do help people with is term. So with term, instead of paying $285 over here, now they're gonna get $400,000 on both John and Mary. The kids are gonna be protected with $10,000 each, 35-year term, level term, and now they're gonna pay $126. So now they're gonna get more coverage and spend less money, right?
Yes.
Now instead of paying $285, they're saving $159 a month. So now they get to invest it. Now they know about mutual funds. They know to save their money. So if they save their money every single month during the 35 years, by the time they're 65, they're going to have $471,000 cash separate from the life insurance. So if John and Mary die here, who should get their money?
The kids.
What about the investment that's separate?
I will. hope the kids.
Yeah, the kids are gonna get $1.2 million. And over here, the kids only get $300,000 because it's bundled together, and this is separate. Life insurance, investment. So let's say John and Mary live past the 35 years. Now, what's the family gonna get if they die?
The investment?
Exactly. They still get the money. Are they gonna be upset that it didn't come from a life insurance policy?
No.
No, they'd be fine. So the reason this is never shown to people, but this is always sold to people, if you were an insurance agent and you were selling me life insurance, do you want me to give you a check for $126 or $285?
$285.
If you were a company and I died and you had to give my family money, would you want to pay a death claim of $400,000 or $150?
$150.
Good. So the reason you can see is why, this is always, sold to people and this is never really shown, right?
Right.
So knowing how they work, would you want cash value or term and invest the difference?
The term.
Right. So if we could put together a plan to properly protect your family and save money in the future at a low cost, would you have any challenges?
No.
Okay. So we're going to show you actually what that would look like for you as well. The other aspect we help you with is legal protection. A lot of times you notice how kids are put down as beneficiaries.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not 18, no money comes out unless there's a will in place. Do you guys have a will?
No.
So we do help with that. Tashara could actually help you with that. You don't even need a license for that. So we could help you with that as well. We do help people get a will, and they also get a lawyer anytime they want, just $25 a month. So we help the clients with that as well. They also are paying $243 a month for their auto and home insurance. Very expensive. They don't have time to check Geico, Progressive, Farmers, all these different companies. So they just call one number, 5-minute phone call. They save $65 a month just from a phone call. Wow. It checks 8 to 20 A-list companies right on the spot. So the kicker is, at retirement, all they can save is $100 a month. 65 years old, they're going to have $89,000 for retirement. Can you retire with $89,000?
No.
$100,000?
No.
Can't do it. So what we did is we helped them save all the money that we helped save them before. We put it into mutual funds. Now they're going to have a 6% rate of return, $500,000, 9% rate of return, $1.2 million. So now can they retire?
Yes.
Definitely. So if you showed this to 10 people, right? A-B example. Out of the A-B example, how many people you think would switch from A to B?
All 10 of them.
Good. Well, let's say only 4 people did. And let's say you're a district leader working with us part-time, making your own schedule. Let's say you only help 4 people in a week, okay? That's one person every single week, 4 people in a month. 4 life sales, 2 rollovers, a debt watchers, an auto and home, and a legal protection. Let's say you did that, okay, part-time with us. That's $3,700.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, if only half of the people did anything, that's still $1,900. So if you can make an extra $20,000 to $40,000 a year part-time, not jeopardizing your job or hobbies or anything, would that be something that would interest you?
Of course. I
Now,
don't even make that in a month.
and this is part-time with us. So as a regional leader, still part-time, notice it's still the same amount of work, but it's more money because now it's at a higher contract level as a regional leader. Now you're going to have a team. So let's say you had your own barbershop and you're the only barber and you leave out, you're not going to make any money, right? Mm-hmm. But if you have your own barbershop and you start to hire more barbers and they're in your shop helping clients and you leave, you still make money, right? So we're going to help you build a team. Let's say that they now help 6 people in a month. That's another $1,900 to who?
Me.
Exactly. So now for the month, as a regional leader part-time, $6,900. All right. Now, actually, if you started making an extra $50,000, $70,000 a year, still part-time, would you start to consider a career change?
Of course. I'm considering it now.
Awesome. Well, let me show you this. This is a regional vice president position. 4 clients in a month, same amount of work, more money because it's the higher contract level. Now you got a bigger team. Let's say that they help 10 clients in a month. So now it's another $6,000 to who?
Me again.
Yeah. And now you get bonuses. RVPs, we get a bonus every single month. Let's say the bonus this time was $2,800. So now as an RVP full-time, you only helping 4 people. That's $17,000 in that example.
Wow.
Now, this is some of the track record of success in the company, some of the incomes of the people working in the business. So let me ask you, what would interest you more, starting off part-time or getting a financial needs analysis?
A financial needs analysis.
Okay. And we'll definitely go back to the other information as well, because I know you said you were interested in working with this. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Each month, Ashley, you said you bring in $3,000?
Yes.
Okay, 3,000. And maybe go on top to see it. David, how much do you bring in a month?
About 4,000.
Okay. And Ashley, how much is needed, God forbid, if you die each month?
2,000.
All right. And David, how much do you need a month if your family died?
2,000. If my family.
All right. And how old is your youngest child?
6.
All right. Ashley, your date of birth is 6/23/90.
Yes.
David, your date of birth is
03 19 1984.
You guys use any tobacco or nicotine products?
No.
Okay, good. Any high blood pressure?
No.
All right. Diabetes, heart disease, cancer, HIV,
No.
felonies?
No.
All right. Now, each month, how much do you think you guys can save every month, each month?
Probably about 2,000.
3,000.
You guys can save $3,000 a month?
Sorry, 300.
300. Okay, good. So $300 a month. All right, so I'm gonna actually show you what that would look like for you. Now, so far, was the information I gave you so far valuable?
Yes.
You think a lot of people need to know about it?
Of course.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you for the referrals. This is gonna really help Tashara a lot. So the more people you put down, the better. Just put down the name, number, what they do for work, if they're married or live with someone, what's their age, children, homeowners. And after you make the list, we're going to send you a text message. It just says, I sat with the financial coach. Please take a 3-minute call. If anyone says no, we got to cross their name out. All right. We usually get on average about 20, but feel free to put the whole thing down. All right. So you guys have a pen. I'm going to get started with this. So with this number here, notice you always want to start with the number if they die. So you do 2,000. And then you do times 12, all right, for 12 months in a year. And then you do times 10. And then you add 10,000 plus 10,000. So they would need $250,000, all right? So if that money was put into a mutual fund, the 10 will come out for funeral, and then the amount will go into the mutual fund. So each month they would still be able to have that 2,000 as if the person is still there as interest. So they both need $250,000 for life insurance coverage. So we're going to turn it over, and we're going to put $250,000 for both the primary and the spouse. Right now, they don't have any money saved up or any money currently in place for life insurance. They have children, so we're going to put $25,000. And the premium, we're going to go right back to the app, and we're going to plug in the numbers. So we're going to go to the quick quote, and we're going to put in the dates of birth. So Ashley is 6/23/90. Meanwhile, they're getting the referrals. You can just pretend like you're getting them, it's fine. And we're going to put in David's date of birth. 3/19. 84. Alright. So we're going to do term now. They're young. See, the ages 27 and 33. They're young. So let's just go ahead and do a 35-year, 250, and we'll see how that works for them. We'll do maybe 2 examples. They both don't smoke, so we're going to go down. Always do waiver premium for both. Not rated. There's the children with $25,000. So this is one example. So that's $250 on Ashley, 35-year, $250 on David, 35-year, the children, and that's the price. All right, so we're going to flip over the financial gain plan, and we're going to write in how much money that's going to cost them each month. All right, and we're also, let's just go ahead and can use this little table, and we'll see what maybe 150 looks like for both. So if they did 150 on both, that would be $88.29. So even though that's not the amount they need, it's still something that they have in place So if anything happens, their family will be okay. So 35-year term, 150, 150, 25 on the kids, 88, 29. So we're gonna go ahead and put in primary 150 as another example. On the primary and spouse, 25 on the kids, and that one's gonna be 88.29. All right, so the savings part, remember they said they could save $300 a month, so we're gonna put in $300 in parentheses. So if they started saving $300 a month and they did this example, we're gonna use the calculator. Just pass a calculator for me. You got a calculator on your phone? Okay, thank you. So 300 minus, let's round it to 130. Oops. Go back. 130 equals 170. Huh? Oh, Ashley's so smart. So then this one, if they have $300 towards the game plan and they get life insurance, they will be left over to save. Jeez Louise. 211. All right, so we're gonna show what that would look like in the app. Thank you, Ashley. So we're gonna go out again. We're gonna use the app. We're gonna go to financial calculator, and the rate of return is gonna be at 9. Age 65, so she is currently 27 years old, and I already gave her the calculator back, so I have to do this. 65 minus 27 is
38.
All right, great. 38. So 38 years at a 9% rate of return. If she starts saving 170, this is what that would look like. So if she starts saving for 38 years, $170. Ooh, she would have a demonic number at the end. I was just like, and then with this one, 211, we're just gonna plug that 211 into this part. So if she starts saving 211 every month for 38 years, she'll have that. So we're gonna plug that in and show that. All right. So at this point, they have completed the referrals. So we're going to take the referral sheet back. So thank you guys so much for the referrals. Have you guys already texted the people?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So Tashar is going to have a lot more people because of you guys. So what we did is we did a couple examples. But first, let me just show you how we came up with the number. We start with the number that's needed if someone dies. So we do that number, 2,000 times 12 for 12 months in a year is 24,000. Times 10 if the whole thing got into an account that grows at a 10% rate of return. So that's 240,000. And then we add 10 for final expenses. So that's $250,000. All right. So that's how much money is needed. If you got a check in the mail for $250,000, what do you think will happen to the money?
It'll be gone.
Yeah. So we never mail death claims. We actually hand deliver them. And then we sit with the client and we educate them on how we can invest it, so that way the $2,000 is going to still come out as interest as if you're still there for the family. So that's another way that we really help the clients. So this is all included. Someone called it increasing benefit rider. So every year for 10 years, the company is going to ask you, do you want to increase your death benefit by 10%? If you don't want to do it, you just sign it, mail it in, it stays the same. There's also a terminal illness benefit. This is if, God forbid, you have a terminal illness, 6 months to live. I remember in high school, my librarian had breast cancer. We had to watch her lose weight, lose her hair, and eventually die. So she had to come to work. So with this, Primerica actually gives you 70% of your death benefit. So you can stay at home, focus on your health. There's a waiver of premium. So let's say, God forbid, you become disabled. After 6 months and 1 day, we're going to pay back the money, and then we're going to start to pay for your life insurance for you. There's also a child rider. How many children do you guys have?
3.
Okay, so you guys only pay for 1. If you have more children, they're free as well. Once the children hit age 25, they can get their own policy up to 5 times the amount without any medicals being done. Also, if God forbid you die, the children's policies are paid in full. All right, there's no war exclusions. If there's any act of war, anything like that, we still, we still do pay those. There's a lot of things that happen, like with 9/11. A lot of companies did not pay that. We do pay those. And you're also guaranteed insured. So if anything happens to you afterwards, you're still covered with Primerica, okay? So we did 2 examples. One example I did was for what you needed, $250,000 on both, $25,000 on the children. How much do you think that is every month?
Maybe like $300.
Is actually this one example is $129.47.
Wow.
Yeah. Now if that was still a little bit too much, I did another one for $150 on both, $25 on the kids. It came out to be $88. All right. Now with the savings part, I know you said you guys could save $300 a month. If you started saving $300 a month and you did this example, that would leave you with $170. If you started saving that every single month until you're 65, it will grow to be over $600,000.
Ooh.
This example, you'd have more because it's not as expensive. So you have $211 to save. If you did that every month, by the time you're 65, it will grow to be $827,000. All right. Now, are these prices a little bit too high, or are they okay every month?
No, I
Good.
think they're okay.
Good. Which one do you guys prefer, A or B?
A.
A. You sure B is not? B is okay.
No,
A is
we'll
all
take
right?
A.
All right. Do you want us to see if we can help you qualify for it?
Yes.
All right, great. All right, so I just need your driver's license and your account info, and we will get started. So you're just going to go right back to the app, and you're going to plug in back where we stopped off at the mobile F&A. We had in Ashley's information, so we're going to pull her back up. Ashley Smith. There's a lot of Ashley Smiths. Uh-oh, I hope that was the right one. Let's see which one it was. Because I'm going to show you how to get back in there and put all the stuff in. Maybe this is the one. No, the email's not there. Ashley. Somebody just came in. I think it's the last Ashley Smith. David, we losing him. All right, so we're gonna go ahead to the life insurance part and plug that in so they can have everything there. She's actually saving $300 a month with the help of her husband. All right, so this is all gonna be included with the F&A that we're gonna email to her. So we're actually doing a 35-year term. I'm just going to plug that into the other one. So this just gives a generic version of it. We're going to click it and we're going to edit it, okay? So we're going to edit right here. And we're going to do another quote instead of that one. Let me go back to edit, enter other quote. Alright, so we're going to make this a term now. Non-tobacco, we did $250. I don't think it's letting me enter in her husband's information. This will just be for her to have for her own F&A. Alright, save. And that's that one. So we're going to click on apply now. It's going to sync all the data for the actual application. All right, so there's the information. We're gonna do yes as a practice. When you do it, of course, you're gonna put no, it's not a practice. We're not doing a conversion, and we're not doing it through VC. All right, so she gave us her driver's license. Your name is gonna be here as a licensed agent. If you're splitting it with someone, you're gonna put your name, and if you're training someone, you're gonna put their name right there. All right, and all right, there's her info. We're going to put in her address as 123 Spring Street, Philadelphia. Philadelphia, PA. Oh, Lord. PA. 126, whatever. Alright, and we're gonna have her phone number 215-333-4321, her email is already there. She's female. Her date of birth is already there. And her social is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. It's not even gonna say it's valid. I'll just put in save. All right. So there's her information. Spouse rider. Now we put in David's information. If you are doing it through data capture, you just put in the state. And you're going to click on that. It's going to allow you to actually take a picture of the driver's license. If you're not able to do that, then you can just go ahead and put the information in. You don't have to do it that way. But basically, just go through the application, and then you'll be able to see everything because it just logged me out. Let me see. As we're doing that, this is how you fill out this part. So once the client has the application all done, you're just going to go through the entire application. You're going to fill out the policy owner's name. So you're going to put in Ashley Smith. Initial premium. This means how much is it a month? The $129. Set up 47. Primary coverage, she's getting $250,000, and Dave is getting $250,000. Child coverage, that means the children, and they're both getting waiver premium monthly, and then you write your name, and then you sign and put the date. 15. All right, you want to make sure that the privacy policy is in here. So this is what the privacy policy looks like. You gotta make sure it's in there. This is where they're actually gonna get the policy on that website. They're gonna email it to them, so don't worry. The back part you're gonna fill out again, name of primary insurer. So again, you write Ashley Smith, and you write her current age, female. Then you write your name under who's preparing the document. The office address is 1341 Sandy Hill Road in Norristown, PA 19401. You're going to write your phone number so if they ever need you, they'll be able to reach out to you. And type means what year term do they get. So they got a 35-year term, and she got $250. And all the riders are the children and the husband. So you put David Ware Smith. And then you put $250. And then the children, Harmony Smith, whatever, Harmony Smith, Barbara Smith, and Johnny Smith, whatever. They got 3 kids. So all the kids got $25,000. All right, so this whole packet the client keeps. So they got child rider and they got a waiver. All right, so they keep all this and this. All right, so thank you guys so much. When can we come back to help you guys start saving?
Next Monday.
Next Monday. All right, that actually works. So I'm gonna email you that F&A I did. I'm gonna email it to you so you guys have it too. Okay? You guys have any other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you guys so much. It was really great to meet you guys. Thank you guys.
Pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
That's it.